Hey, how's it going? It's Joby here. Just going to commentate through a run of Phantom Abyss. It's a new game out by a Queensland developer, which is really exciting. It's a first-person puzzle platformer. I'm going to do it basically an entire run here from start to finish. But there will be a couple of jumps, a couple of cuts, just because my recording evidently screwed up a little bit, unfortunately. Anyway, we're jumping into a temple now. We'll jump in. So what we're going for in this one is so the devouring rage protects this temple. It's one of the things that chases you. I've only seen 3 so far. I'll explain what the game is a little bit while we play through it. You can see there's one other explorer, so that means that ghost that you saw briefly is the one other explorer that we've got with us. I'm using the hobbyist whip, which is the hobby whip, which allows me to heal whenever I buy a blessing. Blessings are like upgrades you get at the end of every level. But the downside is that I get -2 hearts. Now you can see that little trail, and you can see that chest was open. That's because there's a ghost that's running in front of me. They actually impact the world a little bit, so they trigger traps and some crates, not all crates. I didn't get that crate. It doesn't matter. It would have been nice, but I didn't do it, I guess. So yeah, it's a first-person puzzle platforming roguelike, which, I mean, apart from... It's really just a case of the entire... like genre linking affair is getting a little bit out of hand, but basically you're an explorer type running through a temple a la Indiana Jones, and you've got your whip and you whip yourself up to places, and yeah, that's about all there is to really go through here. You pick up keys, pick up coins, unlock new whips via these idols that you find along the way. And when you die, you lose everything and you start over. And one of the cool things is people can get your stuff and recover it for you. Recover your whip and recover your gear. I don't super love, at this point, I don't love the way it takes everything away from you. I feel like it should take a percentage, but not all of the stuff on you when you die, because it means that and that would probably require some rebalancing of the game's internal economy. So that was one of the blessings that you just saw there. I was really hoping for any other anything else. That was not what I wanted out of that. What I want is extra hearts, basically, and because I'm on 1 heart, and every trap does 1 heart damage. Poison does half a heart. Some falls can do half a heart, but every trap does 1 heart's worth of damage, which means I'm 1 mistake away from death. One of the things you might see me do is whip some containers, but you can also like press E on them, which is what I just did there. That's really much of a muchness. There is fall damage. You can mitigate fall damage by jumping. By rolling before you land. And one of the cool things about this game is it's all the levels are sort of constructed on these tile sets, and so you wind up seeing a lot of the same, like, part of the progression of the game, part of learning how to play the game is learning these tile sets. So once I see something like that, I know I'm gonna biff that jump. But yeah, you see those things and you know exactly what you're up against. You may have briefly seen. So I need to roll at the end of that one, because otherwise I'd take damage. I don't think I would have taken that much, but yeah, these tile sets, you learn them, and there's a lot of secret, like, hidden stuff throughout the game. Little hidden rooms that hold extra chests, and chests give you coins and keys, and the keys are what allow you to sort of level stuff up and whatnot. I've never seen this particular version of this tile set before. I've never seen that section. You can hear, but not really see because I'm not looking behind me. There we go. That's what's chasing me. So it's reminiscent of the boulder, right, from Indiana Jones. There are 3, as far as I'm aware, 3 different ones that can be in the game. There's one that shoots a laser beam at you and sort of just spawns in different locations. There is a poison bomb throwing dude who can just spit a bunch of poison bombs at you. I hate that guy because he can really like trap you in place. I picked Quick Whip. You want your, Quick Whip's just better in my opinion. I got Quick Whip and Long Whip at this point. Maybe a sex tape, and yeah, it's just one of those things where you gotta, as you go through the game, you sort of learn what will benefit you more and more. Ridsy's still with us. That's the one ghost. Sometimes I've had games with no ghosts. I've had games with 20 ghosts. It's really pretty random. Nobody else will do this level, I believe. Not my particular run now. So see, because I know how this particular tile works, I knew I needed to go to get the key, right? I saw at the moment I went in that there was a key, and I knew I needed to go get it. That's one of the things you'll start to learn. And knowing those things and not finding out at the last second is really, really integral to being able to play the game better, being faster. As the game progresses, as you get further and further in, there's a time pressure element. That big dude chasing me, the rage dude, he gets faster and faster every level. You may have seen in the loading screen. That was a big mistake. Sometimes there's it's early access. It's just come out yesterday, and so it's early access, and there's definitely some bugs, some ghosts in the machine, and it can lead to some goofs. Sometimes the coins won't pick up, and you have to go back and do them again. Sometimes your whip won't connect the way you think it should. Just tiny things. I think it's cool that they've gone. This is true early access. There's no question here. If that one, thought I'd need to roll, but managed to clip onto something. See, you don't always know to look up at those circumstances, but you see it enough times, or you see ghosts go up, and you start to learn about that sort of thing in the game world. It's sort of risky business. You can hear, based on the music, that the Devouring Rage is getting closer. So that's pretty close. He's not that far away, but I am right at the end of the level. He will not come into this room, which is the good thing. So these are 2 bad choices in my opinion. I think crouch jump is awful, and I don't like the idea of chance to not take damage. I don't want to really spend money on that, but as far as I'm aware, once you spend money to look at the 2 options, that money is gone. So I was sort of stuck choosing that one, unfortunately. Anyway, what I've done there is, instead of going into the idol room at the end of that one, I deviated into the cavern. So this is effectively stage 2. That was stage 1 that we just completed. This is stage 2. Each stage gets harder and harder. I am going to go into the idol room at the end of this one to capture the idol. You can see we've got 5 explorers because the paths sort of converge into stage 2 from stage 1. There's like dozens and dozens and probably, I don't know, thousands and millions of stage 1s, but they sort of narrow down as you get to stage 2. And that's sort of how the game keeps you with people, because there's every chance that Ridsy never made it through stage 1 at all, or opted to not go to stage 2. So now I've got new people with me, new ghosts to sort of follow or hang out with. That was a bad whip. I'm meant to capture that, but that's okay. There's no big rush at this point. This bit can be a bit hairy. I'm actually a little bit confused right now. I recall being puzzled because I thought I had a whip that made it so that those dart guardians would ignore me. They're not that big a deal, but they can be a little bit annoying, and they, like, when you're crawling through stuff, that's bad. That's danger zone stuff. So I was a bit nervous in that instance, but I managed to get away with it, and slowly worked out that what I was dealing with was, oh yeah, I've only got one heart. Those darts would kill me. Any of those darts hitting me would kill me. So it's very important. Just analysing whether or not I was going in the correct direction. I'm still trying to make money. Trying to make as much money as possible. Missed that. I can see that the Devouring Rage is coming. And so now I've got to make a choice about how I get through this. What I wanted to do was drag him a little bit further across before I went straight down so that he didn't deviate directly down. And now there is quite a bit of time pressure. On the right there was a door that I could spend $100 and skipped. Apple Box has died there. That's the end of them. Yeah, I could have skipped all of that, but it's almost never worth $100, so I don't do it. We are safe again, so we'll go on to the next level. And I get a bonus heart, which is fantastic. As you can see, the Devouring Rage keeps getting faster every single time you go to a new new part of the level. So this is stage 2, level 2. I don't know if there is an official lexicon for any of this stuff yet, but that's what I choose to call it. I could have gone back. There was another chest back there, and I knew it in the moment, but I decided not to bother. I don't know why. Anyway, this we're pretty close to the start, so this is actually pretty risky, but I'll do it anyway, and I get away with this one. I realized real late that roof was supposed to be coming down. This is a tile set you see a lot in stage 2. It's basically just free money. There is a bit of pressure because the rage will catch up to you. This is one of those ones where, like, these tall journeys down are much worse with the rage than they are with the other guardians, but still, you can outpace them pretty easily. Just trying to work out. There's so much, like, quick analysis. I could see, like, a thing, a little gap down the bottom there that probably would have had a chest, but I could also see those pillars. Those pillars indicate this particular type of room. I choose the wrong direction. I should have taken some time and thought, I need to get a key, and I know I need to get a key before I can go in. So I'm belting across the other side. I should have looked to where the key was first, but I was sort of... That music makes me really tense, right? Think about getting that chest, but I'm fairly certain I don't have time. I would have had time, definitely, which is unfortunate, but anyway. Bonus heart. That's what we're asking for. We need the bonus heart. Now we're on to stage 2, level 3. Sort of jumped in partway through, unfortunately. I had a little bit of a mess on that one. So just dodging these. You can see that the Guardian is getting real close. Close enough that I'm not going to really spend... That red means he's close. He's real close. But I've got 3 hearts now. I can't survive the Guardian. I can survive some traps. I don't want to get hit by traps, obviously, but I can survive some traps. I thought real hard about going down there. I was considering it greatly. Just money in general allows you to like save yourself. You know, I get a heal off when I buy a blessing because of this whip. You upgrade stuff. This time I do look for the key first, as you can see, as opposed to going for the pointless chest. You can see the way that my quick whip and long whip are really paying off. Pretty good. This is a calculated risk that almost didn't pay off at all, but this is what I was looking for. So this kicks off the a teleport back to the start of the stage. So I've got to get 4 of those braziers to open up this door. That's how this particular set works, and that will open the idol door, and I can unlock the I can acquire the idol. I can't remember in this moment which way I'd already been, but those spikes, I remembered that I hadn't seen the spikes, so I know I should be going this way. Easily navigated. I hate blades. Blades do me in. I don't know what it is. They're as difficult to deal with as anything else, but blades do me in so much. You can slide in this, slide and roll and all kinds of things. I look up those rooftops because those slanted blocks often lead up to treasure. However, it's not... I wouldn't be going up there anyway. It's just sort of a habit that I'm in. This is terrible bounce and straight onto the spikes. I can survive one of those, but like I was saying, I didn't want to have to deal with any damage. It doesn't matter. We're through that bit. I knew that tile set, although I think that's the first time I've encountered both of these things from this direction. You would have probably noticed or remembered it from the other direction. Yeah. Just belting along. There's the green brazier. I'm going to, you're going to see me, we're just going to stand here and wait for a bit. I think it's a really cool idea and like, just, I love first-person puzzle platforming. I love it as like an idea. Often the execution isn't exactly where I want it to be. And because there isn't combat, one of the things that I've noticed is like often with first-person like adventure games, combat can actually make up for some of the weaknesses if there are, you know, unfair deaths. Combat allows you, like, sort of distracts you from that sort of thing, which is good. See me look up for the slanted block again. I just do that now. That's just what I do. Yeah, combat distracts. See, I'm thinking about that one a lot. I was contemplating it, but you can hear the familiar tone of the Guardian, and I decided to leave it alone. More darty boys. Not a big deal. Not the perfect jump, but it's okay. And I should slide through this one. Oh, see the rock. I clipped on the rock. You don't like to do that. There are a couple of, yeah, so I was saying before that what I'd like to see them do is sort of clarify the currency system into a method where I can keep some of the stuff when I die. Because it feels bad to lose everything, right? There is a bit of risk reward. But I feel like it puts too much emphasis on risk. You lose too much, right? And it sort of harms progression. That is terrible. Embarrassing. I don't have enough to buy something. I was hoping I could buy something and heal a heart, but I need 400 coins, and so I've wasted a bunch of time. I can't make that jump easy though. I need this to hurry up. We nearly went in. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, and glance up. Other things they could do is just a little bit more clarity on what, like how things work. I'm trying to work out when I'm supposed to run through these darts. I don't know why they're triggered already, but they are a bit nerve-wracking. I could see above me the entire way up, but I know I don't have time for it. I do think I have a bit of time for this, but not that much. It's got a really good mechanism to the way that you whip and catch yourself and throw yourself about. You get a really good rhythm going as you play through it more, which feels really cool, and sort of eases the tension of the game, because it can feel really tense. This is my nightmare, and my heart sank when I saw this because I knew I needed to get the key. I was very quick at finding the key this time, but nevertheless, it still puts time pressure on things. So the more nervous you get, I knew there were darts there, so I had to dodge that, and yeah, you start to like, oh gosh, please let this be over, and then you're like, oh god, no, this is much worse. You can't go that way because you triggered other traps, there's more traps, slide, oh my lord, yay. And we get through. There's no real need to wait for this one, so that's the 4th. That means the door is open. There's no way that the guardian gets back in time to stop me from getting through. All I have to do now is actually get through the door, right? So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll just run over to the right. Instead of going through the middle and risking the traps, I'm going to risk the fall, because I know that as long as I don't try to shortcut it, I'll be fine. And then that's it. Now is sort of just all rewards. I'm trying to work out exactly when the guardian will disappear. And that was it. Past that threshold, he is gone. And yeah, I think you don't get coins anymore, you just get keys, but keys are awesome. Keys are what you use to unlock new whips, unlock doors to get further in, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and that's about all there is to it. So I will grab this idol. I'm just going to look around. On stage 1's idol, there's actually a secret chest hiding around. So I wanted to see if there was another one around here. This is a bit frisky. And I nearly biffed it again. That would have been really embarrassing. But anyway, got the idol. Because what I had was I have a stage 2 whip. I needed a stage 2 relic to upgrade it, or to bless it. So I go back to the main room, and so you'll see now. See how it dissolves all those paths. So now nobody will be able to play those paths again. They're gone from the game, as far as I understand it, which is pretty cool. It does sort of mean that if you are on a path, you know that nobody else has successfully completed it, but nevertheless. So yeah, there you go, whip blessed. And yeah, that's Phantom Abyss. It's a cool game, yeah, it's available right now. On Steam in early access. It's very early in the early access phase, but I think it's quite well done. Yeah, there's some definite improvements that could come along, but otherwise, yeah, I think it's definitely one to keep an eye on. It's got loads of potential. I've been having oodles of fun with it. I can't wait to see how it evolves in the future. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Love you, bye.